What is up, Soul Family? Coming at you with another collective reading. If you have messages, or if you've been looking for messages from your angels, ancestors, guides, dinosaur guides, or even like multiversal guides from characters from even like DC or Marvel, I think we can draw wisdom and inspiration from plenty of aspects of creation. So I don't limit where we get messages from here. If you want a one-on-one reading, then it's $20 for your first one. It's still a full reading. It's going to be like up to 30 minutes, which is like what most readings go for. And you can book that by using the link in my bio or by directly messaging me or commenting. If it doesn't resonate for whatever reason, then I'll just refund you. No harm. But that being said, let's jump right in. Oh, goddamn. We have 5 cards that fell out right off the bat. So we got Mario. We have the Lovers. Hold on, let me organize these really quick. So a lot came out at once. So I'm kind of just going to jump into, like, I guess, more of a channeled message and kind of pull cards up, or pull the cards up that came out after. We have the Lovers, the Ten of Pentacles. I think this is from Coco, if I'm not mistaken. We got Tinkerbell with the Five of Cups. I don't remember where this is from, but the Knight of Cups. Anybody can let me know. And then we have Mario with the Eight of Pentacles, with the Page of Cups on the bottom. But let's jump into the meeting, or the reading. So whoever this is, I think you're in the works of refining your craft and mastering it. It's like you're already really good at what you do, and I think you're already working well towards it. Or maybe you're a couple who are working towards something. Or maybe you're, of course, having to make different choices that are kind of like leading you down, refining like your craft or your projects or like whatever endeavor that you're going through. But I think like with the Eight of Pentacles, it's definitely the energy of like continuing to master, and like the Eight of Pentacles many times is like defined as like that perfectionist mentality. And I think sometimes it can be tedious having to have that mentality where you're trying to and sometimes we got to let it loose, sometimes we have to like let go. But I think sometimes there is a certain merit to being very refined with whatever work that you put out and like whatever intentions and whatever you're trying to execute. So the Eight of Pentacles is that energy of continuing to master an already good product or an already decent thing, so to speak. So I think you're in the era of continuing to put effort and motion towards that. And maybe it's a business. Sometimes when it comes to working on a business or like trying to make money or something in general, it could be like you're putting effort towards it. And then like with the Tinkerbell, let me see which one it is. The Five of Cups, it oftentimes pops up like when we are like sometimes being too focused on the things that didn't go right in the past. So when we're working on things in the future, we can't keep on thinking about all the times that it didn't work out when it didn't work out. And it can be frustrating, especially if you're trying to make something and then it didn't happen the way that you wanted it to and it didn't work out. And it's happened multiple times. Sometimes that is just a path of an entrepreneur where you have to try this and then it doesn't work. Try this, didn't work. And it's the constant effort of basically fuck around and find out. So I think a lot of creation itself is trial and error and trying to figure out what works for you from where you are. And it can be very discouraging, but I think this is a very important call not to allow yourself to stay discouraged and not to allow your mind to be stuck on the past perceived failures or things that didn't go right, where there is still so much to be experienced with this cup that's still upright. And I think like you're being called to like the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. So these are both cards of youth. They're very youthful cards. And when you think about like kids, it doesn't matter how many times a kid falls or gets knocked down or gets hurt while they're trying to do something, they still just get right back up and they still keep on trying. And kids are very determined, but it's also because like many times like while they're doing these things, they're enjoying it, they're having fun, they're not necessarily, and sometimes it can be frustrating for kids, you know. Definitely there are times like where kids are working on something and it can just be difficult and doesn't work out the way they want it to. But many times the perspective that they're approaching it from is just a little bit more lighthearted or a little bit more joyful or playful. So many times when we are approaching our goals from that can be beneficial to take on a different perspective and to kind of approach it from a less serious standpoint, especially if you've been feeling like really disappointed over and over again. Like I've been told manifestation is supposed to be a game, and it can be difficult when you're trying to manifest, you know, a life and your survival, you know, essentially. It's kind of hard to call your survival a game at that point. But I do think that the more you put effort into shifting your focus and knowing that whatever problem you have is resolved, and the more you see it happen too, it's like a muscle. It's like the more you see things work out for you as you set that intention, the easier it gets. So I think it's just a matter of trying again and again and again until you get to the point where you got to get to. and then you will be successful. It's like the Ten of Pentacles is the energy of it's like having a very strong foundation of abundance to build on. So it's like sometimes it's like when you think about Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't just built in one over one night, or even like, you know, a couple months. It's like time, you know what I mean? Sometimes, especially when you have bigger goals, it takes time to work towards that, especially if you're trying to build generational wealth, especially if you're trying to build money that is reflective of being able to take care of not only yourself, but then your friends, your family members, you know, your community even. So it's important to know that sometimes the goal to the path to get to that might be different than what we might have initially thought it was. And all we have to do is continue to work towards what we need or what we want as we allow that path to unfold. And then lastly, with the Knight of Cups, it's like go towards the things that light you up. Go towards the things that give you joy. It doesn't matter how crazy it is. The way that reality will work itself out to get you what you want if you just follow your joy. And it doesn't always seem like that's rational at all, but it works out. It does work out most times. I mean, it really depends on your ability to, not all the time, because I get it, when we're in survival mode it's not easy to just have that belief, hold that intention, and then watch it play out. But when you are trying to manifest positive results, going towards the things that light you up, you'd be so surprised how you'll get the things that you need in the process of that, or on the path of that. But peace and blessings, and I hope you guys have a great night.